welcome back to another round of TFR eSports. I say another round, it's another championship. We are back for another season. It is season 26, and we're here for the F3 division. We've already had the F2 division earlier on tonight, which was indeed won by the season 24 champion, Michael Luis, and it was an action-packed race, and we're going to be back now for some F3 action. With about 10 minutes left of qualifying and then a full 25% race ahead of us tonight. I am your main commentator, CJH, joined by my usual co-commentator, the two-time TFR eSports F1 champion, Epic the Animal, otherwise known as Logan. How are we, Logan? We're in a different setting here, not necessarily as in track, because we've been in Australia a million times, but it's the F3 division. Are you looking forward to tonight?
Yeah, I'm enjoying my new role after being relegated for cussing people out at Monaco. But jokes aside, I'm here. I am ready for a new division, new season, and see what lower tier or new drivers are going to start building their careers here in TFR.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, it's going to be fascinating because F3 last season was actually a really good division. We had Lodanes and Alfie going at it for the title. We had Scones at the very start of the season in the mix as well, and then Ultimate Stan was kind of starting to come into play later on. And yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see. Ollie Bean and Raheem were teammates last season in McLaren, and they were very good actually. They were second in the constructors to Haas, who both of those Haas drivers aren't here for this season. So they are the on-paper favourites. As I see that, as we've got a massive shunt there. I don't know if you've just caught that as well, Logan.
Yeah, I did.
Marley Spider there, on his debut, having an almighty wobble into the first sector there. Managed to keep the car going by some minor miracle, because I've seen many cars DNF doing that.
Yeah, and taking it too hot into there. But he'll have time to get back to the pits for another run as Northie goes up to P6. Yes, get in there, boy.
Yes, another opportunity for Northie. His teammate Ellis is back as well for this season, but he's unfortunately not here tonight. They are both in the Williams, so we'll see how they can get on. But let's just see then. So Veer then at the minute is setting the times at the very top with a 1:16.5. And then we've got a couple more cars now going out for the second runs. It's quite a short lap here, isn't it, Logan? You know, you can get 3 kind of proper clean runs in at this kind of circuit because, you know, we're talking very low 1-minute laps. It's very similar to Austria in some ways, where you can get those 3 laps in.
Sci-Fi just made contact with Alex, and Alex has got himself a a grid penalty for it. I don't know what the hemoglobins and haberdashery's going on there, but there's a missing wing on a Ferrari. That sounds like 2022 all over again. And also, Slope Gamer has invalidated his lap, and he's the only one yet to put a time on the board yet. But bad start by Raheem. Down in the late 118s, and if I remember correctly, he won here last season in F3.
He did indeed. What great knowledge of you, Logan. He did indeed
Not
win.
as dumb as I look.
He did indeed win the F3 season opener last season. That's as good as it got last season for him, though. You know, he didn't really get up the order much more from that point, and was nowhere near winning a race for the remainder of the season, and it was very close between him and Ollie Bean, between themselves in the championship. So let's see what Raheem can do here. He's starting a lap here. Well, he's already towards the end of the first sector, shall I say. So if you want, Logan, you can take us through the remainder of his lap as he's coming up to the end of the first sector here.
Absolutely. Here you want to carry a lot of speed and not take too much curb on the inside like that, but you also don't want to invalidate on the outside. Run that ERS. You can run it all the way down to like 20% here on this straight, even holding it down after you hit the DRS. Make the track as short as possible here. Very fast section here. You can take curb on the inside, but you don't want to bottom out. Stick the full throttle. Take a lot of curb on the inside because you actually don't want to touch that curb at all on the outside because it slows you down. Get back on the ERS. carry a lot of speed through this corner. Don't hit the red part of the curb. You can use that outside part of the curb, though it's a little bit slower, but the amount of speed you carry through because of it is so much quicker. Don't want to unsettle the car with the curb there on the inside. Same thing here. Avoid the sausage curve. Be nice and smooth. Don't be spinning the tires on your traction here, so then you can rotate the car through that final corner as safely as possible. Put the battery on as quickly as you can. Run it down to the end, and he improves by 1.4 seconds up to P7, CJ.
It's P7, but you know what? I'm expecting a bit more from Raheem here. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of this grid that was in F3 last season, and at the minute, he's not quite doing what I would expect. I mean, he'll get one more lap in, but I think that's a bit of a surprise, Logan.
A little bit, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think the top times are very not F3 like. You know, Vera in the 16.5s. You know, we're expecting high 14s, low 15s in F1. I do not know what pole was in the F2 division. You know?
I think it was actually a 15.5, maybe even a tiny bit lower than that. So it's that's kind of okay.
Oh, it's AJ Curtis! Where's he going? Doing a Magnussen impression there. Taking out some cones as well.
Well, how about this? Mally Spider here, purple in the middle sector, going along quite nicely here. And let's just see what he can now do in the final sector. And the Czech driver here, only becoming the second Czech driver ever after Danik, who has raced here the last few seasons, comes through the final turn then, coming up to the line. What is he going to do? And he's third. 2 times improvement. We've got a bit of a race in our hands here, Logan, with those times.
Raheem decided to go for another flyer
on
the same tires and fuel and invalidated turn 1. Not the best decision and not the best execution ever, so he's going to be stuck in the middle of the grid. He is only 2 1,000ths ahead of Northie. Northie, please do it. Beat last season's race winner in qualifying on this track. I want to see Northie evolve like Darky did.
Imagine
From
Northie.
The meme at the back to a race winner. Oh, that's my favorite thing in TFR. Get it! I believe.
Well, here's another person on a flyer with about 3 minutes to go. We've got the Doom Dome, who to a lot of people will be known as Larry. He changed his name for this season, and he's 4 tenths up at the minute. Purple in the middle sector. And carried a decent amount of speed through that sweeping left and right-hander there, Logan. This could be interesting.
It could be interesting. Oh, his bass or bass, whatever we call him, he goes off just like AJ Curtis did. In the same car, just different paint scheme in Sector 1. I'm calling him Doom Doom because it reminds me of Invader Zim. Doom Doom coming around the final corner. What's he going to do? We'll have to wait. The line's way down here. Still waiting. Off the 5th.
They seem to not improve too much in that final sector. They do really well in the first and middle sector. Raheem's gone for another one here. I think this is still the same. Yep, it is still the same set of tyres. So he's always got a heck of a lot of fuel in the car.
Why is he putting so much fuel in the car? Bro, it's quality. Light car, fast.
I mean, he's improving right now. But at the end of the day, he's 9 tenths off. He's got a lot of work to do here on older tyres. You know, the tyre wear on softs is really bad at this kind of track.
Tire wear at this track is just bad, period, end of sentence. He keeps it together. Northie invalidated, so he's going to have to do another flying run. I was going to say 15 seconds down through Sector 2. Not a doctor, but that's not what you want to see on the time delta. Sci-Fi Mega Hype is currently 4 tenths up through 2 sectors. That's a lot of curb. That's even more curb. He keeps it together, though. Probably lost all the time he was up, though.
Yes, indeed. Ollie Bean as well has had a bit of a mare there because he was a tenth up and he's only 3 tenths off pole at the minute, and then he's just got invalidated.
Luke 2 Red's in the session now. And
he has. He's joined incredibly late here, doing a bit of a Kevin Magnussen from a couple of seasons ago, joining at the very last minute to the season, and he is in the Haas. So literally 5 minutes ago, he is now in here for season 26. Let's see what he can do, because that is a driver who has had a pole in F2 before.
What an opening chicane by Ollie Bean. Too bad that's on an in lap, because he only has 20% battery. That Sector 1 was awesome.
Absolutely. Well, Slow Gamer then is on another lap here. He's down though. He's 3 tenths down in the middle sector, and this might just be it for him. But Veer is going again through the first sector then, almost 2 tenths up, purple first sector. He is a man on a charge in that McLaren. He won a race last season in F2, and he had a pole as well, but he was another driver that fell away as the season went on. Can he
Look at this lap.
start the season in demand? What was that? Someone just got the order.
Base and fourth.
There we go. So I think the confusing thing is, on my screen he's Mido, and I think on your screen he's Base. So that is going to be incredibly confusing for those watching. But if you see Mido and Epix' Base, that is who that is, just for the viewers there.
Oh, AJ Curtis! Slam!
And that'll be him out of the session because the checker flag is out. And here comes Veer then, round the final corner, absolutely up against the barrier he was there. And he hits the line to set a 16.1, almost half a second clear of Slow Gamer. And I don't think anyone's going to be able to beat that one, Logan.
No, Molly Spider's down a tenth after 2, and now he's invalidated. AJ Curtis, he crashed. Base is on an in-lap. And
I think that's it.
Yep, that's it. Slip is on an in-lap as well.
So, a stunning lap then from Veer. And, yeah, the F2 pole, I've just been confirmed again for me, was a 15.4. So there is still good, healthy gap there from one pole to the other. I think that is just a brilliant lap from Veer when everyone else hasn't actually got a proper final run-in, Logan, because they all got it wrong a bit there.
Yeah, pushing too hard, and big gap, half a second to second, and then only 2 tenths between second and fifth. Half a second between 6th and 7th.
Mally Spider here. Oh, I think he's just retired. I thought he got disqualified there because he'd stopped on the entry into the pit lane, which was a bit of a sketchy thing to do. With the way this game works with DSQs. So Gamer's going to come up to the line, and we'll round off that session then with us just waiting on Mido in the pits there to retire. But Veer on pole. But I think we've got a bit of a race on our hands, Logan. I think if you look at those gaps, you think, well, you know, this is going to be a bit of a one-horse race. I would like to think that was a bit closer in that session than what those times suggest, because for a while there was only a little bit separating them.
Oh no, I think Veer was also by far the most consistent in qualifying as well. We'll have to see what kind of setups they have in terms of race pace, or what type of tire strategy they do, because that has played a factor many a times, don't get me started. And Luke Turid did not set a lap, but he doesn't qualify last because Alex got himself a grid penalty.
He did indeed, unfortunately, and so he will round up the field at the back there. So, Veer then on pole. Had a Slow Gamer on the front row. It's McLaren versus Sauber in that run into the first corner, but Mally Spider right behind with Mido there in fourth, and Ollie Bean completing the top 5. This is going to be a fascinating opening round here, and it usually is always a bit of a chaotic race here at Australia, Logan. Even though this is going to be a 25% race, it's pretty short and snappy. There's going to be action, absolutely guaranteed.
Yep, plenty of places to make your overtake done. And I just think Australia is a great track for league racing.
I agree. Harvey Man says in the chat that Epic's about to have a worse time than F2 Monaco from last season. I don't know about that. I think that's got to go something to be like that.
What was funny about Monaco is multiple people showed up at my house hearing me yelling during that, and I wish I could just show the looks on their faces when they heard my reaction, and then also just stood in my room and watched the race as well. They're like, well, we're hooked too. That's a thing that happened. That would be peak comedy if I somehow had a camera to record that.
Absolutely. There was no doubt about it. That was probably the funniest moment of last season. But we're on to the new one.
Crash at Brazil. The crash at Brazil. Yes,
that was a very good one as well. But we're on to F3, and we're about to get underway then. Here, down under, we've got 5 red lights ahead of the drivers, and we are underway then. Veer gets a pretty good start, but so too does the Sauber, and he's got the inside line into the first corner. He's going to get late on the brakes. He is indeed. They are touching tyres as well. And Slow Gamer then will have that lead off Veer. What a start then on his debut. Then he takes the lead here in Australia, and there's another move from the Red Bull there. And he's touched, and they're both round as well. Veer's in the barrier, the Red Bull's round as well, and I think that was an RB getting involved in that one. It was Mido or Base getting involved in that one there, and Slow Gamer then is absolutely clear out front, but Veer is down into last place, Logan.
Yeah, and whatever the heck we're calling him is in next to last. Not a great start for him. And Raheem stalled on the line. He was down in the last going into turn 1. So, a shocking start then for some of the drivers, and absolute chaos as expected. But, well, I did not expect to see Veer then down in last place. We've got a bit of a move there up the order. There's the McLaren, and Mercedes, I shall say, have only been making contact there, almost getting spun right the way around. He's now got the Ferrari on the outside, and is steaming past the Mercedes as well. Cyber Mega Hope gets a wheel onto the gravel as well. But, all sorts going on there, Logan, but it does mean Slow Gamer has managed to pull clear. However, he has got serious company from Mally Spider right on his tail at the end of that first lap. And they better be careful, because here comes Northy. He's up in the 5th after lap 1. Get in there, boy!
A great start then for Northy, and well, I do apologise to the viewers because the tower on the left-hand side there is completely glitched out. We've got Mally Spider apparently a minute and 20 seconds down at the minute, so I do apologise. Hopefully that will fix soon. But AJ Curtis as well getting a decent start, and Doom Dome as well up into 3rd. So quite a few position changes there. Let's bring up the tyres. We've got a bit of a mix of medium and hard tyre runners, and Doom Dome and AJ Curtis critically on those hard tyres, Logan. They will have that better tyre at the end of the race.
Yes, they will, but those medium runners are also going to have the undercut, CJ.
Very true, which would be super powerful around a circuit like this. But at the top two then with a 2-second gap to the McLaren of Doom Dome, and then we've got a bit of an almighty scrap then for that kind of P4 position with Northy in the mix there. We've got the Mercedes of Ollie Bean, Cypher Mega Hype, and Epic Alex. Epic actually already getting a penalty. That sounds very weird for me to say Epic to another Epic in the con box, but he's had a pretty good start, hasn't he?
Yeah, no family relation there. He's getting a penalty on lap 2. And so does Doom Doom. Oh, Northy's off!
Oh dear, he's had a bit of a moment there. Down into 6th. And make that 7th now with Sci-Fi getting ahead of him. So a bit of an off moment there. It's easy done, to be fair, Logan, because with the way the track is, there's not much well, there is no runoff. It's just straight grass. That's part of the circuit as someone has just hit the wall.
I did not see that, but Luke 2 Red went wide in the end of Sector 1 as well. Now he's clipping the grass. He is all over the place. Him and Raheem are battling for a 10th. Not what I was expecting to say.
Yeah.
Oh, and here comes Ollie Bean and AJ Curtis. What a run he has.
What a run indeed. Up into P4, and I'll have the DRS again then for this next straight, just to be a little bit safe. But AJ Curtis is still right there, has a little look to the inside, but he's a bit too far back to try anything into that next corner. But Ollie B now coming into play. They've got a bit of a scrap there.
Action Rick!
Yeah.
Action Rick throws it sideways, but keeps it going.
Action Rick down in 9th place at the minute, bit of a surprise. The man who, and what's that in the lead? Mally Spider there, taking the lead then off Slow Gamer. Slow Gamer, I think, has had a moment coming out of the final corner and has lost the lead then here on lap 4. And he must have had a moment to be that far back, because even if he has no wings on that car, there's no way he had that kind of straight line speed. So a bit of a moment there. And AJ Curtis now making the move on Ollie Bean as he just about gets that slowed down.
Yeah, I thought we were about to have a collision there into that corner. We did not, and Doom Doom runs wide, so he's going to lose time to AJ Curtis, and he's going to be all up in his DRS.
Nifo says Slow Gamer should rename himself to Fast Gamer. That is, well, something that he might consider after this race, because he's still in the mix for the lead here. He's got the DRS on Mally Spider, and he's coming right at him down that next straight. Can't quite get it done just yet. We'll set it up for the next one here. We've also got Ollie Bean now back ahead of AJ Curtis. Bit of a poor exit there, though, for Slow Gamer, and he has to settle for the position.
AJ Curtis gets the penalty. Doom with a bad run. Here comes Ollie Bean, but he has absolutely no ERS. He's going to send it.
Great
Make it
move.
sick. What a good move. Yes, very well done. Clap, clap.
He had a good reputation of pretty mega overtakes last season, and it's AJ Curtis now. Had a little look to the inside, couldn't quite pull it off. For now, there's a bit of a queue of cars here starting to form for this battle for the final podium spot. But Ollie Bean has got that in the locker. He's got a brilliant set of skills when it comes to overtaking, and that is another one added to the collection there. He's just got to get a move on now, because the top two are 5 seconds clear. Oh,
little touch, but it's all good. I thought that was about to be a crash. He's gonna send it again. Watch this. I'm wrong.
Oh, but behind though, Luke T Red gets that all wrong and clatters into the Mercedes. Lucky didn't get any damage from that one there as they continue on. Veer now sets the fastest lap. He's pitted. So too did Mido as well. And well, we got to change for the lead. There goes Slow Gamer. Easy pass for the DRS. We do see Logan, that the DRS in that middle part of the lap is super powerful, and if you have a good run, you can get the move done pretty damn early there.
Yeah, especially when you have absolutely no battery, like Mally Spider did.
Yes, absolutely, and well, let's see now what those two can do. I've got comments on the screen, so I can't see if they pitted. No, they've both stayed out. There they are. Continuing on, and here comes Mally Spider going right back at him down this start-finish straight. Once again with DRS, not making the move just yet. These two do need to be a bit careful here, Logan, which I know I'm saying that, and it is an F3 race, which means that is not going to happen, but they've got a comfortable gap behind. They need to almost just maybe chop and change positions, use each other's DRS and slipstream a bit here, but they don't need to fight too hard here. They've both got a great opportunity of winning this race.
They do. And like I said earlier, the medium runners being able to get the undercut pitting earlier than the hard runners is a huge advantage as well.
Absolutely. And, well, let's see when they come in the pits. They should have a good amount of clear air. There's another move then. Mally Spider then making that easy pass with the DRS and moves straight back into the lead then ahead of Slow Gamer. Ollie Bean hasn't been able to pull clear, although he gets a time penalty just on the exit there, just carrying a bit too much speed. But he's pulling along Doom Dome quite nicely now, because he has actually managed to get the second gap to AJ Curtis, who now is going to come under a bit of pressure from Cypher Mega Hype and Northie. We've got a collision behind. What's gone on there? Oh, it's Raheem. Raheem is round.
Yep, and he's got it back going again, but he's sitting down on 11. Look at this. Raheem, Veer, and the blue Red Bull, whatever we're calling him.
Yeah.
11, 12, 13.
Me too.
Not what we expected. And Northie's in the pits. I like it. He's going to get the undercut. He knows he's faster than the guys ahead. Watch this. Watch Raheem. Northie. Alex gets a 3-second time penalty.
And the top two both dived in the pits there. Mally Spider and Slow Gamer. But Slow Gamer had a horrendous pit stop. He's just lost 7 seconds to Mally Spider there. So I've literally just watched that with my own eyes on the screen. I still don't quite realise how he's just lost 7 seconds. Unless there was a front wing change that I've just completely missed. I have no idea what has just happened there, because he now will potentially not even be P2. It was a front wing change, yeah.
Yes, it was.
So, Slow Gamer then... I do apologize if he was missing that. We've got Raheem off, and he's off.
Sector 1 is Raheem.
Yeah.
He's not playing the game. Now he is.
And
whoa, what is happening on my screen?
Oh, and he's left the session. It's gone from bad to worse. The race winner last season is our first pretty much retiree here in Melbourne, and well, that is a bit of a shame to see. Meanwhile, further back, or shall I say further up the field, there goes Cypher Mega Hype into the first corner then. He's going to make the bold move. No, backs out of it. And couldn't quite get it done. He gets a bit off the circuit as well. But he now is sensing the opportunity of getting ahead of AJ Curtis, because Ollie Bean and Doom Dome have pulled quite a bit clear ahead of them. And, well, let's just see what they can do. I mean, they've got they'll be hoping for a safety car, those front runners, Logan, because with how short of a race this is, we've not got long to go. If there was a safety car now, they would be in a brilliant position on a fresh set of medium tyres.
Yeah, they would be absolutely cooking, but they're really going to get undercut here. Those
They
guys
are.
are already quite a few seconds ahead, and they have the undercut as well. Look at he's only a second and a half to basically the train of the front runners. Molly Spider is.
Yeah, Molly Spider there is really putting in a stint now, and will have to clear Epic very shortly. But Epic Alex there
What?
on... Yes, sorry, I need to say Epic Alex, because that's going to get super confusing for you. You're going to think that
Call him
for some
Alex.
reason... Alex, yes. Because, but, I mean, if you started saying CJH in the race, then that would seriously throw me. We've got a bunch of cars in the pits here. We've got Doom Dome and Sci-Fi both putting on a fresh set of mediums, so that's them giving up on the hope of a safety car. I don't think we're going to get a safety car here, because it's not been that kind of race so far. And
here comes Molly on Alex. He's going to go around the outside. Oh, no, he's not. Oh, he clips the wall as well. Possible tire wear.
oh, but he's got it done now.
Ooh.
Not bad move indeed.
Action. Yeah.
And meanwhile, further back, oh, look at this. We've got Veer back into play here. Right on the tail of Sci-Fi Mega Hype. After he's just made his pit stop. Obviously, there'll be a big tire difference there between the two. I'd imagine Veer may be taking that lap 1 collision to the stewards later on. But he could still recover a decent result here. I was trying to remember where Sci-Fi was once everyone pits. But I mean, even if you do look at the gaps there, Veer can still score some decent points here.
He could, yes. Especially with his good natural pace as he clears Sci-Fi with little to no issue. Still a big gap back to, is it Bass or Base? I don't know. And Raheem Bot is doing its best out there.
He is indeed. We've got the top two. Yeah. So, apart from Luke 2 Red and Alex. Oh, well, Alex staying out then. And so too is Luke 2 Red. So they are both seriously gambling on the safety car. There goes then Mally Spider into the lead of the race once again. And has a healthy gap now out front.
2 cars close on pit exit. Oh. Woo!
So, Doom Dome there just getting in front of Ollie Bean. We've got a few penalties at play here, actually. So, those two are both on 3 seconds. Northie with no penalties could bring himself into play.
And with 2 cars ahead still to pit, Veer gets loose around turn 3. Locks up the rears a little bit, keeps on going.
So, let's see then. Ollie Bean will have the DRS on Doom Dome and is gaining a lot on the McLaren. Is he going to try it to the outside? He is. This is going to get very close. They're wheel to wheel. Oh, and they do touch. But he's got it done. He's got it done once again. A mega overtake from Ollie Bean. High risk, because he could very easily there have made more contact and ended up spinning off. But he's got the job done, Logan.
Yes, he has. I'm interested to see when these guys are going to come in. Here comes
There's one.
Alex. Luke 2 Red stays out. He's definitely playing for the safety car.
I admire it. I admire it. You've got to go for the gamble. What has he got to lose? If the safety car came out now, he would be gaining big time in this one. Nifo says in the chat, why is this cleaner than F2? Why is that, Logan? Why is F3 cleaner than F2?
Probably because there's more of a skill gap in the driver, so therefore they're spread out more, which means less chance for battles. And also something about TFR F2, it's like good decision making just goes out the window regardless of the talent. So they're like, man, I have this race won. I'm not going to pit under a safety car at Monaco. Don't get me started. Exactly. Or it's like, we're in a DRS train and I'm playing the long game here. Let me fight for the death for P15 for it. No, God, G dang and reason. On lap 2.
Absolutely. Yeah, Floyd says in the chat, and these drivers are not dumb. Just straight to the point. Yeah, F3
it's been
is.
good racing. It's been
yeah,
good.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah,
Now,
it's
you can't give him too much crap. A lot of these guys are new to league racing. Who
yeah.
has their league racing down in the first year? I sure as heck didn't. I did like a 5-stop in my first race because I put under every single safety car, and I still somehow crapped out a podium thanks to Jay Fletcher taking out everyone and their mother and giving themselves so many time penalties, even freaking Darky would blush. But that's besides the point. Oh man, look at this train going on here.
This.
We got
Yeah.
this guy, we got Northy and Sci-Fi and Luke 2 Red and everyone else. And
Northy there has been swamped into the first corner. AJ Curtis and Cypher Mega Hype both clean pass, and I think Via might be making the move as well. Into the next corner he is. Down the inside then on Northy, and sadly for Northy there, that is 3 positions lost. Although, hang on a minute. Oh, almost coming back.
He's playing the long game. I like it. He's playing the long game.
He is indeed. And, well, Northy, unfortunately for him there, losing out a bit. However, if he sticks with these guys, he'll still jump ahead of all of them because of the amount of penalties.
Yeah.
There is the lapped car of Raheem getting past that. That's going to be a bit of a bother as there goes Sci-Fi. Oh, what has happened there?
Oh, he got hit into the wall and then a piece of carbon fiber almost hit Northy in the dome.
So Via now is going to make the move on Sci-Fi right round the outside there. Just about. He does get it done. But both that Ferrari and the Red Bull in the walls there. And, well, that's a bit of a shame for them because they've just made the pass on Northy. And now it's going to just be a bit of survival for these final few laps.
Yeah, and Molly Spider looking good.
Yeah.
Because everyone's going to be fighting behind him as well, which is going to make more time. Sloop is done on battery, but so is Molly as well. So I guess that won't really amount to anything. And yeah, all this fighting behind him just benefits him.
Well, here's another scrap here. Oh, dearie me.
Yep.
Northy there and AJ Curtis.
Not a great exit by Slope. By Slope, gamer. Not a great exit.
Yes.
Ollie Bean's going to have the run on him. Xbox, record this. I sense something happening. I'm on PlayStation. I don't know why I said that. And nothing happened. He just goes right around the outside.
Easy pass. And Slow Gamer here, he's got quite a bit of work to do in these kind of 2 and a bit laps because he's got hard tyres on, Ollie Bean fresh mediums, and he is going to be on a bit of a charge. He might run out of laps there to get the gap to Slow Gamer. It's been a decent recovery from Ollie Bean. Manly Spider's too far down the road. He starts the penultimate lap then, and he is looking strong here. We've got a yellow flag. Something's gone on.
Raheem Bot getting out of the way.
Yeah, we're all
but
good.
I'm surprised Slope Gamer hasn't ran down Molly because he was staying with him with wing damage. So I thought same tires and no wing damage, then all of a sudden his pace would just be even better, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Yes, he's gained a little bit of time, but not really much of anything.
Manly Spider's had a bit of a iffy lap here. He's lost a second to Ollie Bean. He's still comfortable out front. Ollie Bean's just set purple first sector for crying out loud. Where's that come from? It is tire difference, very true. But a storming first sector. Doom with now an extra time penalty, but he hasn't got to worry about Veer behind because he's on old hard tyres. And
here comes Northy.
There he is. Can he?
AJ has a penalty ahead. He's turning off the battery. He's going to get him around the outside. Here comes Northy. AJ can't fight it. He's too good. He's up to 7th. And with the time penalty up ahead, Northy's looking good. Oh, he goes on though. Keep it together, boy. You got your laps. Come on. Action Rick with the run on AJ Curtis as well. Oh. He has no penalties. Oh, he's broke way too early.
He did. He broke very early there. And the opportunity was there. This could be a bit of a scrap between North and Action Rick. Towards the end, oh, dearie me. That was a bit of a lag, I think, on the screen. But, jeez, that just fired Action Rick into the wall on my screen there. But thankfully, I think that was a bit of lag. Yeah. Slight heart attack. But we continue on. What I was saying, though, I think if Action Rick... We're on the final lap, so scratch what I was going to say because we're running out of time for that battle there. Manly Spider has lost another second, but he is clear out front. Ollie Bean looks like he's not going to quite get that gap to Slow Gamer. So the top 3 looks pretty set, Logan, but Could we? Could we see a bit of drama in this last lap? Is there any position changes we're thinking here?
Alex and Luke 2 Red are within DRS of each other, and anyone could get a penalty or another penalty. You just never know. We still got a whole lap to go, and we got to see what battery everyone has left. But maybe Alex can get Luke 2 Red here to get into the top 10. Doesn't look like it. He's out of battery.
Well, here comes Mally Spider, though. He rounds the final corner, and he knows he has got this one in the bag. On his debut then in F3, he wins in TFR eSports by a bit of a distance, clear of Ollie Bean, who had the penalty. He'll drop to third. Slow Gamer does get the second place in the end. Doom Dome gets fourth ahead of his teammate Veer, who took pole, but had that incident on the first lap which set him to the very back. Cypher Mega Hype is not going to hang on to P6 because Northy will jump ahead after penalties. Actual Rick gets 8th ahead of AJ Curtis, and Luke 2 Red completes our top 10. Well, there we have it. The first F3 race of the season done and dusted. Logan, what was your thoughts?
Good clean race for the most part. Interesting differential and tire strategy. Lots of overtakes. I think that was a nice, short, sweet one.
Yeah, it was short and sweet, and we had overtakes. We had clean racing. I think the main controversy was with what happened with Veer at the very start. It looked like a bit of a racing incident on first viewing. But was there any more to that? I mean, will he be? I mean, he'll obviously be annoyed. But is there a case for him there of reporting whoever that was?
I mean, we would have to see the footage. I always look towards the back of the grid off the start to see what crashes happen. But that one was in front of where I was looking, so we'll just have to see in the steward's room. But to recover up the 5th was a great job.
It was indeed, and he picks up fastest lap as well, so that's a couple of points in the bag with pole added to it. But 17 seconds off in the end because it was Mally Spider who wins for VCarb ahead of Slow Gamer and Ollie Bean complete the podium here in Melbourne. That is your lot then from the F3 division. Thank you, Logan, for joining me in the commentary box as always. We're going to dash off because I've got to jump in the comms box for F1 now, but you're going to be jumping in that Aston Martin, so best of luck to you. And if you've enjoyed this stream, be sure to like it and subscribe to the channel. We'll be back next week for round 2 in Shanghai. We'll see you then. And that's a wrap.